Little bit of paint, little bit of color, and a lot of lighting can transform that space. Now, let's test out some budget products I found online to see how they work. First up is a corner clamp. All right, guys, today we're gonna test out some woodworking clamps. And this is the WeTools corner clamp that I picked up off Amazon. Let's open these things up and take a look. I cut some 1x2s up right here just to kind of make a simple picture frame. See how they work. Pretty small lumber, probably the smallest project I'm gonna work on. All right, well, these things are a little tiny. Let's get these things out here. So they give us 4 of these to work with. And it looks like what they did here is they gave us a spring in the back here. And then what we do is this compresses down and this slides side by side here to kind of adjust in the corner. And it does have a really pretty stiff spring on there. My concern though is I don't know if it's going to work for these 1x2s, so let's see how they go. I'm going to kind of pre-set up my picture frame here like this. All right, let's try the first one here. They show in the picture going upside down like this. Orient it correctly. There is no way that's going to fit on that. I can only get it fully compressed that far, which means it's not going to use a 1x2 on its side. So let's improvise here and try to make the picture frame sideways. I'm not going to worry about making the cuts, but let's just lay it on side and see if it at least works for that. So let's try this out. So I'm going to set these up like this. And that way we can just kind of test this out and see how it works. All right, let's try this again on the side. So this means that this only works for 3/4 inch material, which isn't very big. I think fully compressed, I can get that in there. Okay, that goes in. There's one. Let's see if we can get the next one here. Get that on there. Man, to get that in there, you gotta have pretty strong hands to get this in here because you gotta compress that spring all the way. And that adjustable triangle likes to get in the way there too. All right, let's try number 3 over here. Center that up. See if I can get that in there. Boy, that is not easy. Let's see if I can get that squared up a little bit better. Okay, that does go in there. Get that triangle centered, and there we go. All right. Now that does hold it on an edge like that, but I'm gonna give this thing 1 out of 5 stars. Rarely am I gonna be putting 3/4 inch material like this together, so it's something I'm just not gonna use. But if you got a tiny project, maybe it'll work. But for me, I'm getting bigger clamps. All right, now I've got a cool glue dispenser I came across online and I wanted to see how it worked. Let's test it out. All right, guys, today we're gonna test out the GluBot. Now, I've seen a bunch of woodworkers use these in the past, so I saw it online and I figured let's test it today. So what the problem is I have with glue, especially woodworkers glue in the shop, is this tip always gets all nasty and messed up, and then I gotta spend a lot of time cleaning it up, and it's just no way to control it, which I don't like. So the thing with the GluBot is one, it gives you a lot more control in doing it, and they give you different tips. So this one here has different widths, which you can cut it off and use the right one. And then they have these other tips here, which is really cool. But this little red piece right here, I like this. What this does is that gives me a center line. So if I'm going down the edge of a board, I can actually use this and put some glue on it. So we'll test that out in a minute. But we got this going here. I got some glue on it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off and get it to a little bit bigger, wider piece right there. So let's try this thing out. All right. That gives me really good control, and what I like is when I stop, it really comes out nice. I'll show you here. Let me get this out of the way. So I've got really good control here. And as soon as I stop, it sucks it right back up in, so I'm not dripping glue everywhere. So that's pretty cool. So if I'm gonna be gluing this together here on the desk, I've got that really well put together. Now I wanna try putting a bead of glue down this with this other tip. Let's see how this works. This could be really handy if you're gluing up boards, you're building some kind of a tabletop and you're trying to put those pieces together, or just trying to make something wider. Let's see how this goes as well. Yeah, that does give me a nice guide to work with there. And that does work pretty well. I do like that I can just put enough glue down there, no matter how hard I squeeze. It puts, you know, a wide bead, or I can cut it off even more and do that. But that guide is pretty cool. It gives me something to follow and push up against. So, all right, I'm gonna give the GluBot 5 stars. This works exactly as advertised. It's gonna go on the shelf of my shop. Nice work, guys.